taking a ride, aren't you? Rolling up a steak and going to Vegas.
Welcome to the #1 poker radio show in the world. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. 1 full hour of poker news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises. Now, let's bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
All right, everybody, how are we doing today? Got those sound issues squared up. Unfortunately, the sound problem that I have is I'm stupid and left my headphones on. But that's all right. It'll just be a little different hearing things today. But I want to thank you for being with us on the Mark Hoke Show. We are live here at the World Series of Poker 2016. Bracelets are flying. Chris Ferguson's are around. All sorts of stuff happening around this place. Wow. It has already been some serious fireworks going on here at the WSOP. We'll be seeing who stops by the show. Of course, we are scheduled. Tim Kelly's going to come down from Tournament Poker Edge. Of course, he's heading up that great team and, of course, terrific training site there. So we'll have fun with Tim Kelly coming up in a while. But, of course, a lot of action going on here at the World Series. A new 4-time bracelet winner was crowned a brand new champion also put on the board, and a guy who's been in the game for a long time, and we're going to get to talk about those guys plus everything happening right now. And we will should have the heads up draw here in the next probably about half hour, 40 minutes or so. So we'll get a chance to break down the heads up tournament for you as well here on the Mark Hoke Show. And of course, we will be on our KSHP 1400 AM on Wednesday at 5 p.m. our normal scheduled time on terrestrial radio. We always enjoy having you with us there. And I got to tell you, a lot of people come up in the booth and saying, I don't live in Las Vegas. How can I listen to you? Well, golly gee whiz, just go to kshp.com. Real simple, and you can catch us there anytime. Of course, our podcasts are on markhokeshow.podbean.com. Ryan Teppin's here, too. Look at that. Walking by. What's up, big man? Come on over. Say hi. You have nothing better to do. Oh, golly. I feel kind of bad about saying that now.
Oh, that's all right.
I'm sorry, Ryan.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, God.
Just a fun day at the horse where you can't win a pot and they just go ahead and kick you out before you want to leave.
It is the story of the World Series. Buddy, how's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right, hanging out at the WSOP and doing my thing, so.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, well, other than this tournament, how's the series going for you so far?
So far, let's see here. I'm 0 for 6 in the Colossus. Busted both the no limit and the no limit deuce yesterday, and I busted the horse in level 3. Oh, level 4. I made it to level 4. So things are starting to turn around.
Oh, great.
Made it to level 4 in the horse.
You know, the one cool thing about you is you always know how to take things in stride because now you've had such great success in your career. You know, and you know how hard it is. But, you know, despite a bad week, it's still a long way to go, and you're keeping a smile on your face.
I don't know if I had great success in my career. I've had a slightly above average success in my career. But, yeah, I've had some good times. But I've played a lot of tournaments,
yeah.
you know. So, you know, hopefully we'll keep playing, and eventually we'll get lucky.
Well, there you go. Well, let me ask you, because a lot of people have been asking me about the Colossus because I had a colossal failure on level 2 in my flight that I played. What was the difference between last year's and this year's? What really stood out to you in that one?
I only got to play 2 last year because I skipped the first flight A for my birthday, for the first day for my birthday. But I think the bigger difference is that it was ran more efficiently and a lot more smoothly. So, like, there weren't the waves of incoming flights. So it seemed like it just ran faster, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, and I don't know, 30-minute levels, that's what it was last year, wasn't it?
See, I thought it was 40.
I think it was 40.
I
think it was 40. So that could have been part of it. Playing deep, longer days, like, you know, they stopped it last year at like 12%, didn't they? Versus this year where they went like 4 to 6% of the field. So, you know, it's harder to make it that much deeper into the money. That's probably most of it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you know, and one other topic that's obviously on everybody's mind here at the World Series is Chris Ferguson showing up.
Yeah.
And, you know, I actually just finished my article for Casino World magazine, sent it in about my thoughts on it early on here. And one thing that's interesting is it seems like the players that have been around Chris for a long time are, not necessarily welcoming him back, but they're saying, it's okay that he's here. The younger players, not so much. What are your thoughts about Chris Ferguson finally showing up at the World Series?
For me, I don't really care. I mean, if I knew that most of it was his fault, like it was like his idea, like to do the way they ran things at full tilt, then yes, I would be more upset. But I mean, we don't really know. We don't know who's mostly at fault. I know a friend of mine is like Howard Letter's the person's like godfather, and that person told me that he was doing everything he could to work out a deal, and he was trying so hard. So like, there's always multiple sides to every story, and you can't just go with, well, this person said this, like Dutch Boyd, like one of my really good friends, he always tried to do right, and everyone demonized him and like made him out to be this bad person for poker spot whenever he tried so hard to make things. Yes, he made mistakes, but he's not, he wasn't as bad a person as it seems. So I don't really know. I can't really judge. So that's why I don't care.
Okay.
Let him play. Yeah, if he wants to contribute money to it, no limit games passed him by. I don't think he has a chance anymore against these Germans and Russians and all these good young superstars. I mean, maybe he does, but more money to the prize pool. That's the way I look at it.
Fair enough. That's an interesting way to take it.
It's definitely a different point of view than most people probably give.
It's been very polarized for the most part. So somebody kind of down the middle. That's interesting to hear. But you make some good points. So
yeah. All right, I'm gonna head out here pretty soon.
Well, hey, it's good to see you.
Yeah, good seeing you too.
Happy post-birthday.
Hey, thank you so much. Have a good one.
Wish you all the best, buddy.
Thanks.
There you go. That's what we do here. The superstars of poker just show up. Ryan Teppen joining us here real quick. See, it's just fun. You never know who's going to be on the show. You just don't. Oh man, but that really is going to be the topic of on a lot of people's minds. I can tell you, it was kind of interesting what happened. I put a picture up that I took of Ferguson and Andy. He was speaking to Andy Block, and I did go talk to him real quick. Not very long. I just said hi and introduced myself and gave him my business card and and said if you want to do an interview, let me know. Because that's kind of my job. And people just flipped out, and I mean there were some people that were saying that I was associating with thieves and all that. I'm like, dude, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. But it's fascinating to hear what everybody's saying. But there is a lot of vitriol and a lot of anger still out there, and it's. I'm not saying good or bad, and you'll kind of get my thoughts when the article comes out. I think that's going to get published at the end of the month, somewhere in there. But it's an entertaining situation, and there's going to be a lot of people on either side going off about Chris Ferguson being here at the World Series of Poker for sure. Wow. So there you go. Let's see what else we got. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's break down our results because we want to make sure we get through all this before Tim Kelly comes on the show and whoever else happens to pop by. I know we invited a couple people, so if they're available, we'll see them. And we do have a break coming up here on one of the tournaments and hopefully during the show, so should be a lot of fun. But let's take a look, see what's going down here at the World Series of Poker. Of course, the Colossus is on its final table. And give me 1 second here. And let's see. I do believe that, of course, I screwed up and didn't have it ready. So give me 1 second here. I will cue that up. Because, oh, look who's here. Oh, anything that I was talking about just went kaput. It's gone.
What do you got free over here, Mark?
Me.
Huh?
Me.
You?
Me.
You sexy guy.
I am. What can I say? Let's get this big guy on the show. He is, of course, a former runner-up here at the World Series of Poker main event.
Very overrated.
Quite overrated.
Quite overrated.
Now, but you're a great American.
I am a great American. I'm paying a lot of taxes, and I want to start throwing people out of the country who aren't.
That's
and
not.
If that includes you, Mark, then I'll be the new host of this show you've got.
How could you host the Mark Hoke Show when your name is Steve Daneman? Are you going to change your name?
No, I'll still leave it Mark Hoke show.
Oh, okay. Well, that
Absolutely.
let me know how that
Can't
works
take
out
from
for you.
that.
Steve Daneman with us here. And, well, Steve, you know what? I'm going to fire this one at you.
Go ahead, I'm ready.
Chris Ferguson here.
I heard.
What are your thoughts about Chris Ferguson
Hey,
playing here at the World Series of Poker?
We all need a little Jesus in our life, right? I mean,
We're getting it.
bottom line is he's going to meet his maker one day, right? And he's got to answer to him. You know, he's got a conscience. Who cares? I mean, didn't take any of my money. I don't care.
Wow. Fair enough.
And everybody else got, a lot of their money back, right?
Yeah.
So he's no different, and honestly, than the government. Why does the government tax people more than others just because they work harder or smarter, right? So he leveraged everything. No different than the government being $20 trillion in debt, right? Is that the biggest Ponzi scheme ever? Bigger than Full Tilt, right?
Yeah, you could be right on that.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
True. I mean, not that we're here to talk politics or just politics and poker. We're really just talking scandal. There's all kind of scandals.
Fair enough.
Poker. Look at this. Look how much scandalous this is.
You're right.
They juice you up. What are they juicing today? And they're always juicing you. Taking, not giving you big pots. They're like first, second, and third, everything else, you get nothing practically, right? It's rubbish. It's a scandal in itself.
Well, Steve, maybe you should become the commissioner of poker then.
I should become something other than what I do best. But playing the Heads Up tournament today.
Are you?
Checking it off my bucket list, yeah.
That's awesome.
I studied and played a lot of Heads Up after 05, just to see where, what things I did wrong. But the interesting thing is, you may or may not know the story. I told you once or twice. I was reading the Dan Harrington book right before 05 World Series, and I got to the Heads Up part, and I said, what the hell am I going to need this for? And I closed the book. It was a true story. I'm like, why do I need this? It's another 12 pages of reading. Could have changed, may have done something different, who knows. But, so I'm here today. And I figured if I'm ever going to win a bracelet, this is the tournament that I could. You got to get lucky, I don't know, 6 or 8 times, and then you could win it.
Yeah, I mean, and I love this tournament too. I just think it's one of the most exciting events of the series, for sure. And but I'm excited you're going to be in it.
Yeah, so, I mean, I may last 1 hand or 4. Then again, I might last till tomorrow. Who knows? It's just, had a good run at craps the other day, so I won my seat, at craps. So I was like, that was great. 2 days, yesterday actually, yeah. So yesterday I won, and came down here and bought in. Life's a crapshoot anyway, right? You know the story.
Yes, I do.
You've been living it lately, right?
Oh,
kid?
I have. This
Women.
guy.
Oh man. But,
Oh God.
seems a little calm down here this week. I got here Sunday night. Doesn't seem like a lot of people.
Yeah, you missed the Colossus weekend, of course.
Yeah, who really made money on that? The casino. How much did they make? Think about it. It was 21,000 people. What was the juice on that?
What was it?
Take the numbers. Do the numbers there, right? 21,000. What was the juice? I mean, $50 juice, 50 at 20-some thousand. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, let me pull it up
there.
there.
They give you some free coupons or for water?
Well, they do have coolers around the.
Does anyone actually listen to the show you do?
Yeah.
Or do they? Okay.
Yeah,
I was
usually.
wondering.
Yeah, where is the? I don't know. Where's the? I don't
If
see
it was
the rake on there.
$50, it would be over $1 million that they made.
Yeah, it's 50 from each entry withheld.
$1 million.
Well, wait, it's 50 from each entry for entry fees, and then 15 for each buy-in for tournament dealers and staff.
Yeah.
So you got next 15 going to the dealers, and then $50 to the casino.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There they go. Anyway, what else are you gonna do about it?
Yep.
Well, I think I gotta go for the redraw. I don't want to be passionately late. All right.
All right. Well, I wish you the
Good
best of
stop
luck,
by.
Steve.
Thanks. I'll talk to you soon, kid.
You got it, brother.
All right, buddy.
There he goes, Steve Daneman, everybody. See, they just keep rolling in. This is what happens on these shows. If you haven't seen our shows here at the World Series of Poker, you just never know who's going to show up. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. All right, so, boy, everybody's all just fired up today. It's exciting. I gotta love it. Let's take a look here at. Give me 1 second because I want to get these Colossus results. Oh wait, I don't know. We're not going to get to that either because Doug Hull's here. Do you want to come on the show, Doug? Yeah, me.
Hey, how you doing?
Doug, what's up?
Not much, just enjoying the series.
Really?
Yeah. You don't always have to run good to enjoy the series. Let me text someone that's waiting for me, let them know I got waylaid.
Fair enough.
All right.
Well, Doug, of course, you've got the Red Chip booth going on down there. So what's going on with your little setup?
Oh, just selling books and trying to sell memberships, making people aware of Red Chip Poker. So our training site, yeah.
So how's it going?
You know, it's a slow start as you would expect. The Colossus was good, and right now I don't think there's any major events going on, so you're not getting as much foot traffic as you did for the start of the Colossus.
Sure.
Yeah. You play Colossus?
I did.
You did. How many bullets?
Just one.
That's me too.
It got reflected right back at me very quickly.
Oh, I did it the wrong way. I actually lasted really long and then didn't make it. You did the professional way. Your hourly is much better if you lose quicker.
That is a good point.
So,
well, I'm going to ask you about the hand because a couple people gave me crap about the hand. So we're going to use this as an educational experience because this is what you do.
Yep.
So we're on level 2, blinds of 5,100. I'm in seat 1, buttons in seat 4.
Okay.
Seat 7 raises 250. Seat 8 goes to 800. I look down. I have King of Clubs, King of Spades.
And how deep are you?
I had 4,700.
So that's 4,700, 47 big blinds. Okay, and the rate. How much was the 3-bet to?
800.
800. Ship it.
I shipped it.
Okay.
I shipped it. All in, all in.
So which one had ace king? Which one had aces?
8. Seat 8 had the ace king of diamonds, and seat 7 had the aces.
Okay.
Of course, clubs and spades had me covered.
So the first one had ace king, and then the second one had aces.
Well, the other way, but yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. The ace king was somewhat dubious to call there.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Just a little.
He was financing the party for everyone else.
Yes, wasn't that sweet of him?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my big hand in the Colossus.
You went broke. You did exactly right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I feel better.
Well, was someone telling you needed to flat there?
No, somebody was just telling me it was too early to put my chips in.
It is never too early to put your chips in.
Thank you.
We were just having this discussion. Let's say it is a theoretical World Series of Poker main event. You're in the big blind. It folds you on hand 1, and the small blind ships into you. You've got aces. Do you call?
No, beat the hell out of them and try to win.
Hell yes, I call.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
you
might
take
even
'em.
start dancing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that I've had people tell me, no, I would fold because it's too early to take that kind of risk. Even in a $10,000 tournament, that is why you came to play. And if you think you can find a better spot than what is at worst going to be an 80-20, you're a better player than me. You don't find spots that good. So, yeah, if I end up walking away, I have got a great story that goes very quickly and would get some honest sympathy. So
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, you gotta count the story equity in any move that you make, right?
Story equity. I love it.
Yeah.
I've never heard that term before. Story equity.
Yeah, if you're like if it's marginal and you think this is gonna make a great story, just ship it or call or whatever makes the better story.
Fair enough. Remember
right.
that, everybody. Story equity from Doug Hull.
You know what I was thinking? You probably have the same problem. Like, how many bad beats do you hear here at the booth?
Hundreds, thousands.
So I'm thinking of getting a bad beat hat.
Okay.
And it's got to be a silly hat.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to tell me a bad beat story, as soon as I hear it coming, I'll listen, but you got to wear the hat.
That's legit.
Yeah, I think that is the right way to do it. So, Brenna. So, that's a friend of ours.
Okay.
Friend of Red Chip.
Awesome. So how is the training site going? Tell everybody a little bit about it if they don't know about Red Chip.
Okay, so Red Chip Poker was founded by Ed Miller, myself, James Sweeney, and Christian Soto. We've attracted a fair amount of coaches beyond that also. we put out already over 100 hours of training videos, and then we have 2 new ones that come out every week. Along with that, we've got some very friendly forums where the coaches are actually active in the forums. So that's really what we do. We've got our videos, we focus on high quality of production. So it's not like some guy multi-tabling 20 tables online and just talking about randomly what he thinks about. These tend to be very focused, like this is our video on how to play suited connectors. You know what you're going to learn when you go to watch it.
Awesome.
Then we've got some really good footage from Live at the Bike. I go play there once a month, and then I take that footage and turn it into commentary over the videos. When you're doing commentary live, you can only think so fast and give decent commentary, but not great. When you watch it over again and then are able to do the commentary, then it gets much better.
Right.
So we have that kind of stuff going on also.
Great. Well, what's the website?
It is redchippoker.com.
Awesome.
And if you want to go to /trial, you can go in and try it for free for, I believe, 7 days.
Awesome. There you go. See, free stuff.
All right.
That's what we do on the Mark Hoke Show. We give stuff away. That's a good deal.
All right.
Well, Doug, hey, it's good to see you, my
Good
friend.
seeing you again.
Good luck, and make sure you guys, if you heard the World Series, stop by the Red Chip booth and say hi to this guy.
All right. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Yep, he's one of the best in the business. Doug Hall, everybody. Wow. See, this is great. They're just, everybody's slowly trickling in here. Well, Tim Kelly's coming down here, too, and we're going to get him on here in just a couple of minutes, but man, we didn't even get to talk about the bracelets and the results and everything else. So we're going to take our commercial break, and we come back. Tim Kelly's going to be on here from Tournament Poker Edge. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us live from the World Series of Poker.
With a WSOP coming up, you can now win a seat in the Colossus with a U-Stake Colossus seat giveaway. It's the dream of every poker player to play in the biggest events in the world or to have a piece of their favorite championship players. Now, with Ustake.com, that dream can become a reality. Ustake.com offers you a chance to put up staking packages for the events that you want to play or buy pieces of top professionals for as little as $20. Using a safe and secure payment and payout process, all transactions are done with full transparency, so you know where your investments are and that they're handled properly. And the best part is, anyone can participate at Ustake.com, from the amateur to the top poker pro. So what are you waiting for? Sign up for free at Ustake.com and get in on the exciting poker action now. Sign up now using promo code MarkHokeShow and get free entry to the Colossus seat giveaway. One entry for signing up and earn another entry when you back a player. It's sports staking, simple and secure. Ustake.com. If you're into sports cards and memorabilia, you have got to check out Brickus Breaks. Very much like a poker tourney, you buy into a break and have a shot to get autographed jerseys and sports cards. Score unbelievable collectibles in heart-stopping fashion from one of the most trusted names in poker, Josh Brickus. Josh Brickus. Use code WSOP for $5 off any group break in the store. Check it out at joshbrickus.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Brickus Breaks. So don't wait. Make your sports collecting dreams come true today with Brickus Breaks. We've all had that incredible poker hand we wanted to tell our friends about. The Share My Pair app is how to do it. Share My Pair is new and improved with remarkably faster hand entry, streamlined app navigation, updated graphic, plus more flexibility in managing notifications. Just enter your hand information and instantly create an engaging poker hand animation that you can seamlessly post and share on Twitter and Facebook. Use Share My Pair to learn from top pro players Phil Hellmuth, Greg Raber, Jonathan Little, Faraz Jaka, and others who use the app to share their most interesting, instructional, and memorable hands. Get Share My Pair for free in the App Store and now in Google Play for Android. And visit sharemypair.com. Play it, post it, share it at sharemypair.com.
The WSOP is back again. Is your poker game better than it was last year? Here's two-time bracelet winner and lead instructor at thepokeracademy.com, Rep Porter.
A simple way to really improve your tournament game is to get better at accumulating chips. When you have a healthier stack, it's easier to run deeper, it's easier to cash, it's easier to make the final table, and most importantly, you're going to win more money. We have a great free 8-part video series that will help you consistently build a bigger chip stack. We call it our Chips as Weapons series.
Get your free videos at thepokeracademy.com/Mark. That's thepokeracademy.com/Mark.
The heat is on. Whether you're in a major poker tournament, out on the golf course, sweating it up at the gym, or keeping the kids cool on a hot summer day, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel, which is officially licensed by NASCAR. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water, and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. It's lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy wherever you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, top sportsmen, poker players, EMTs, and the drivers of NASCAR today. Things are heating up everywhere, so don't wait. Visit ArcticBLU.com today. Enter the discount code Hoke Show and get an incredible 50% discount for all loyal listeners of the Hoke Show. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot, so pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
This is Jim Feist in fabulous Las Vegas. If you're serious about winning and getting armed with information, free stats, videos, and top plays at jimfeist.com, plus free picks daily. Just dial 1-888-294-1970. That's 1-888-294-1970, or text GAME to 25827, and we'll send you free plays right to your cell phone. Beat the books with the Vegas pros each and every day. 1-888-294-1970, or go to jimfeist.com.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
The best in poker news, entertainment, and more. This is the Mark Hoke Show.
And by the way, everybody, I forgot to introduce it, but we have the WSOP fan cam out there. There's literally 2 people on it now, but all you guys at home, if you're here at the World Series, happen walking by during the show, people have recognized friends on this thing. It's unbelievable. I seriously got a post on Facebook. Said, yeah, I saw my buddy on there. I was like, okay, that's cool. That's what we do. Well, we are, of course, live at the World Series of Poker, and I'm going to move Tim over just a little bit here. Tim Kelly from Tournament Poker Edge. What's up, big man?
Not much, just down here enjoying the poker, weather, the atmosphere, the ambiance. This WSOP, you know. It's that time of year that every poker player is okay with a 10 a.m. start time, but
yeah,
if it was Foxwoods or a circuit event, we would never hear the end of it.
It would be late entries everywhere.
Everywhere.
Well, first, I want to give you a chance to tell everybody about what you're doing down here with Tournament Poker Edge, because you guys have bit the bullet. You got a nice booth down there. So what's happening with you guys in the booth?
Well, you know, it was a long process. You know, TPE, we're in our 6th year. 3 years ago, we kind of entertained the idea of getting down here to the WSOP and getting a booth going. It's a lot of work. It's a big time commitment, investment. So we kicked the idea around for a few years. Last year we finally got an opportunity from the WSOP, but it was really late in the game. It was like literally a week before the series started.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. So we weren't prepared. But this year was different. We took it head on like 8 months ago, and we decided to have a plan of attack. We built the booth. Derek Tenbush, one of the owners of TP, has just been phenomenal. He really spearheaded the whole operation. So here we are. We got a good location. Lots of new faces. A lot of TP subscribers coming by. We call them the family, so it's great, or the nation. So coming in, stopping in, saying hello has been great. But if you're a player in the poker business, at some time you got to make the commitment to this massive thing. You know, if you don't do it, who are you? Where are you?
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to find out who we are as well, and it's been great. It's been great.
So, you know, obviously you say, you know, I mean, I experience it all the time to, you know, people that you don't know, you know, I mean, you guys, haven't met all of your clients, and, you know, now they start coming up to you and saying hi. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
It's amazing. And I'll even give a shout out to a woman named Brenna this morning. She came up about an hour and a half ago, and she's had a lot of problems. You know, she was near death, had some surgeries and some stuff. And she said, you know, 3 years ago I was so scared to sit down at a poker tournament. And in 2014, I took out a subscription with you guys. And since then, she's won 2 $300 entry Venetians, 5 final tables, cashing everything. And she has the confidence, you know, to give it a go now. You know, that's what we like to, you know, that's what we give the player. That's what we offer. Confidence is a big thing, and having an organization where you're not like a poker island, and you're, you know, what I mean by poker island is you're usually when you're the best player amongst your friends, who do you turn to for hand information?
Right.
So organizations like us and all the other ones that are out there, that's what we try to do. You know, we try to join you and be part of your island and give you advice and give you a chance to, you know, post hands and get hundreds of comments and opening up the whole perspective of what it takes to be a good player. You know what I mean? Like I said, if you're the best of your friends, where do you go? And so us and other sites have given these type of players the opportunity to learn, become better, and that's what we want for the players. You know, we're all a bunch of 40-year-old guys, except one guy in 30s. We've had a lot of poker success, as a lot of people know, amongst our owners. We're in give-back mode now, you know. That's where we're at right now.
Who else is in the group? Tell everybody a little bit about the players that you guys have.
We got 5 owners. Our signature pro and you know, major stakeholder in the company is Casey Big Dog Pocket Fives Jarzabek. You know, within the online poker community, he's a legend. You know, 14 or 15 majors, $6 million in tournament earnings, just sitting at home clicking buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Diego Lamontu is you know, was a recreational semi-pro player. He works, but he's our tech guy. Derek Tenbush, he is our marketing expert, and he handles everything that way, and he's a very accomplished player as well. Mark Alialto, he's from California. I think 2014 Merge Player of the Year, with a great resume. He's out here grinding. Myself, you know, I've been in the poker business, the poker world over a decade now, in the business 6 years. And we're just a bunch of guys who have been there, done that. You know, if you ever have a question, if you're the amateur guy wanting to know what it takes, we have the answers for you. It's tough to say we got all the answers, but we're going to put you in the right direction.
Right.
And like I said, the give back mode is what we're all about at this time. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, it's an awesome team, and you know, I've known Casey for a long time too, and just, you know, one of the greatest online players ever. I mean, he's amazing.
You know, watching all these people walk by the booth, and you know, they're asking us questions, and I point out Big Dog Pocket Fives, and I talk about, you know, what he's accomplished in this in the online world, and still today he's still the only guy ever to chop the Sunday Million back-to-back Sundays. Like, you know, everyone's dream is to finally make the final table of the PokerStars Sunday Million. Well, you know, he had 2 magic runs in a row on back-to-back Sundays where it was a 4-way chop for $135K. 2 days later, what people don't even realize is he outright wins the Super Tuesday, $1,000 buy-in,
right.
And 5 days later, chops the Sunday Million again. So I've always said that may be the greatest 7-day stretch in online poker history. So if someone has a better week to let us know about it, please share it, because I would like to know. But yeah, it was incredible. He's just always seemed to do things that a lot of, you know, maybe the 0.1 percenters can manage, you know.
Yeah.
And the 99.9 of us are here wanting to do it. So
that is for sure.
It's incredible.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this World Series so far. And I've been asking everybody this question, so I'm just going to hit you with it too. Your impressions of Chris Ferguson showing up here at the World Series of Poker this year?
Great question. And I'll tell you exactly how I feel. For a guy like me who really put a lot of my life and my time and my investment into online poker, and having such a hardcore belief that such a well-known company with a great organization of pros, well, they'll never take advantage of us. They'll always be there for us. That was the thinking. because we had never been let down as an industry at that point. Yes, there was the absolute poker ultimate bet scandal, but who were they really in the industry? You know, when it came to full tilt poker, you know, it hurt. And for me, I've been down here almost every year since like 2003, the feelings that I had for that man prior to the scandal, as opposed to now, was like just a complete, 180. It was very interesting to see him in the hallway yesterday from my perspective, because he was at a booth beside us trying on some glasses. Mm-hmm. There was a group of people coming up for pictures, and that was cool. But there was also a group in the hallways where I was hearing from both ears a lot of expletives and a lot of vulgarity towards him, and I can only imagine what he's feeling at the table. We've spoke about this before in a different industry, in a different fashion. North Americans love apologies. If you come out and you own your problem and you apologize, you're going to get away with it. I have yet to see Chris Ferguson come out and make any kind of public statement.
He has not made one.
I have not, seen him apologize. Now he's walking around here like, it's.
And there he is, actually.
Like this is his business. Hey, Chris, if you listen to this, a lot of
he's
people are
actually
mad at you.
walking. He's actually walking past us right now. I'm gonna switch the camera real quick, so people believe me.
As he walks by right now.
Oh, he just dodged the camera angle.
Trust us, he just
bad.
walked by. I have the same feeling as I did yesterday when we walked by. Part of me is saying, what a scumbucket. And on the other side is like, I want to like him again, because he was such a big name and such a big face for the game. But
and a positive one at that. I mean, he was somebody that, as a player watching at home and seeing all these professionals, you would see his demeanor, you would see how he carried himself, you'd listen to him speak, and you'd feel like that was a guy that I could count on. That was a guy that I could respect.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt. And I think the one thing that just shocked everybody so much about Black Friday was seeing him be so deep into that and so involved in what happened that I think everybody was just like, Chris Ferguson?
Yeah,
really?
Blown away. The quiet guy of the group is the one spearheading one of the largest online poker scams. Now, until he comes out and makes a public statement or apologizes, he spearheaded it. If you want to come out and change my opinion, talk publicly about it. Tell us what happened. Write a story. Tell us. Apologize. But until he does that, he's a criminal.
Well, and it was interesting for me because when I saw him 2 days ago here, I met him and I took a picture. I put it up on my social media. I met him. I spoke to him for a couple seconds. I gave him my card. Said, hey, if you want to come on the show, come on the show. And when I posted that picture, the vitriol that went up, the anger is so strong against him. I mean, one person even that said, you're associating with thieves, and I'm like, dude, I just went up to the guy. I mean, it's just like the toxicity that is still there among the poker community is. It's stunning.
Well, because he hasn't made a public statement, the effect of it was dying off because it was 2011. It was never forgotten.
Right.
But he's basically just rehashed the whole thing again. Mm-hmm. If you could have only been here in the hallway yesterday and witnessed what Mark and I witnessed, this half of this group of, we'll call him maybe more newbie to the situation and not so familiar with what he did, but everyone from the old guard was not happy with his presence. I can tell you that with lots of confidence.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the reaction to that. And, I almost wonder if the stage is being set for Howard Lederer to return as well. Obviously, with that apology letter that he put on Daniel Negreanu's website, I almost wonder if Ferguson's the point man to take all the early hits and then watch Howard walk in the door here later in this World Series. I mean, do you think that's a possibility?
Well, I guess my first question is, if the Department of Justice came in and did such a clean sweep and got rid of Full Tilt and handled the business from the way they handled it, why is he walking the halls here right now? Yeah, how can almost $500 million go missing and he can just freely walk the hallways here? If the Department of Justice got involved, where's the criminal charges that are pending or going to be laid? Like, it's very confusing to me. As a Canadian, it was a bit different because we still have online gaming in Canada. We got our money back from Full Tilt thanks to PokerStars, and most Americans, from what I understand, have got the money back. Mm-hmm. This isn't the point, though. I mean, yes, it was about the money. Then it became not about the money. It's now about you owe us something as a community, a public apology.
That's what I'd like to, and
is
that's
that
what I'd
too
like
much
to
to
hear.
ask for?
That's what I'd like to hear. I think if Chris did an apology, I think people would buy it more than what with Howard, because partially because of the interview that Howard did a couple of years ago, with the Howard Lederer files, that it was just I didn't know, and I know everybody was just sitting there like, are you kidding me? You didn't know anything about the company you were running? I mean, come on. And but I think people could forgive Chris a little. I think that there's an opportunity for him to, if he would come out and say, look, here's, and be honest and say, here's what happened. I mean, he could, if he blew the lid off this thing and finally answered all the questions, he becomes a hero again.
In my opinion, people want to like Chris Ferguson again. They want to.
It's hard. It's so hard to see him.
But they're not going to like him.
Yeah.
They're going to choose not to until he steps up and mans up, I guess we'll say, and becomes, honest with himself, honest with the players, and we get some answers. Until then, he's I hate to say, but he's dead to me a bit.
Yep. I agree with you 100%. 100%. Well, let's talk about something fun.
Yeah, let's talk about.
We got the $10,000 heads up tournament going on in here right now.
Yeah.
If you're going in there, give us a little bit of an idea of what your strategy is in terms of maybe learning about the players, how you want to maybe play it, just some ideas, because to me it's the most fascinating tournament of the World Series. I love that event. So give us a little idea of what you would do. Let's say you're entering this thing. What are your plans, preparation and plans to play the heads up tournament?
Well, first of all, I would rely on a great seat draw and hope that I catch someone that is inexperienced me in heads up as I am. No, the plan would, listen, you're getting into a 10K, talent galore. You're going to be playing, there's no easy match. Every time you draw someone, they're super competent. You just, you go and you play your game. Obviously, you're going to do a lot of study. The other thing is I'm not sure if you know in advance who you're playing.
You don't.
So you can't do any research or prepare yourself for who you're playing. But heads up is one of the most purest forms of poker. And one-on-one, it's me or you, bro. In a tournament fashion, I could have 4 people knock out everyone else at the table. It's my job to knock you out. So, you get in there, play your game. The old tight is right thing doesn't apply to heads up because it's any two at any moment, and it's the player, and it's a spot. So, for me, I know that those 10Ks are, how many do we have each year? Every discipline of poker has a 10K, the 10K main event, so there probably may only be 10 to 12 10Ks total throughout the whole year. Mm-hmm. So, you're not just, if you're playing one 10K, you're most likely playing them all. So, 10Ks themselves are just, those are the top of the food chain when it comes to the tournaments for each discipline. But there's no way to prepare for a 10K heads up because, one, you're going to get the best players in the world. 2, the lights are shining bright because it's a 10K. And you just get in there and do your thing. Walking in there and sitting down at 10K is a dream in itself for anybody, So you don't take it lightly. And just plan to win. And the field's very small. Yes, you're probably going to have to win
6 to 8.
6 to 8?
Somewhere
Is that what it is?
there.
6 to 8. So you win that, you're the man.
I agree.
You're the man.
Yeah. Well, what do you tell people about with you guys at Turn Poker Age about shorthanded play like that? Because it's it's something that people just, especially recreational players, just either don't get the opportunities or just don't work on. Now, like when I play online, that's what I love to do. I love playing heads up. It's exciting to me. It's fun. I get to open up my game and have a good time with it a little bit. Well, tell everybody a little bit about when you're playing shorthanded, you're playing heads up, what you guys kind of teach to get them in the right place. So when that opportunity finally comes that they're going to be heads up for a championship, they're going to have the edge, pardon my pun.
Online's perfect because you can sit down, like you just said, and you can sign directly into heads ups. And don't forget, like anytime you play a normal poker tournament and you get to a final table, you're playing 6-handed poker. Then you're playing four max. And then everyone knows that three-handed poker could be some of the most difficult poker going.
Yeah.
And then you're playing heads up. So you have every angle covered. 6 max, 4 max, 3 heads up. So anytime you can just, like you just said, sit back and register heads up, heads up, heads up, I suggest doing it, because in order to be a champion, you're going to have to find a heads up match. You're in a heads up match. But as far as talking to people about short stack play or short-handed play, it's just be prepared to play every single hand. There isn't folding in heads-up play. If you find yourself folding, you're already behind, because it's about playing the player and understanding how this player is going to play on every street. But in a normal tournament, yes, 8-4 offsuit isn't a desirable hand. 8-4 offsuit in a heads-up game, you're racing it.
Yeah, exactly.
So be prepared to play almost every hand that's dealt to you, because your opponent is going to be, if he's competent. Mm-hmm. So, obviously the volume of hands that are going to increase massively. And also, you're dealing with one person. So it's not like you have a table of 9 where you're trying to get fixed reads on every player. You have one person to focus on. So it's okay to sit back and try to get those reads on the player. How does he play? He's opening every hand, but how does he play on the turn, and how does he shut the hands down? How does he close out his hands? And just adapt accordingly. But I find if you sit down and, let's say in the first 6 hands your opponent's folded 3 times, you've just drawn the best heads up opponent you could probably ask for.
Very true. Yep. Yep, no doubt. Well, Tim, let me ask you real quick before we let you roll out here. Of course, you guys have been doing Tournament Poker Edge for a long time. It's been very exciting. And if people want to sign on with you guys, what do they got to do?
Simple. Either come see me at the booth if you're here in Las Vegas.
You can do that.
Get you fixed up. Or simply just head to tournamentpokeredge.com. Click the plans page. We've got a PayPal option or a credit card option. What separates us from other training sites is there's no sign-up fee. You pay a monthly subscription charge. There's no obligation to stay on. We also allow people to download 30 to 40 videos per month of their prescription to save and have for life. The podcasts are incredible. Our strategy podcast just gets hit after hit. We were talking about it. Our podcast, 15, 20,000 listens per episode. So that's great. That's all free. Articles are free to read. The members forum is what's important. We talked about the Poker Island thing earlier. So, being that person out on your own, we have the forums to post hands and comment. So, and again, strictly dedicated to tournament poker is our niche in the market. We do have 180-man sit-and-go stuff. We actually, just not recently, but within the year, we brought on a fellow named Kyle O'Neill. His online name is I Grind This, and he's regarded as one of the best 180 sit-and-go players in the history of online poker. So he works for us as well now, and he just absolutely kills it. He's great. So we have some 180 stuff, but we're mainly dedicated to the MTT. That's our love and and our passion. So we bring it to you. We bring you the MTT game.
There you go. I can feel the passion. Can you feel it out there, everybody? Yeah. Well,
I love it.
Well, Tim, I wish you all the best here, and we've seen a lot of you at the World Series because we're all stuck in the hallway together.
Yeah, we are.
It's a great bonding experience. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it.
Can't wait. I love seeing you every year, Mark. I always stop by and say hi. It's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I know I'm at the World Series when I come by and say hi to Mark. So.
Wow. I'm an American icon. What can I say? I'm kidding. But hey, Tim, thanks for coming over. I do appreciate it, and look forward to working with you.
Thanks, bud.
I wish you all the best, and once again, stop by the Tournament Poker Edge booth. We get a chance, and these guys will take good care of you, I promise.
Thanks.
There you go, Tim Kelly. I appreciate you coming by, bro.
Take care.
All right, we are going to get one more commercial break in, and then we're finally going to talk about what's actually happening here at the World Series. We still haven't gotten to it yet. That's terrible, but it's fun because you guys get to see all the great personalities here at the WSOP. So let's take a break, guys. We'll stick around, and we'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. We'll go back to the fan cam. Chris Ferguson was just walking by. That means you never know.
Just as we were talking about.
Just as we were talking about.
Awkward.
That's crazy. Slightly. It's amazing what goes on here. So keep it. Say hi to your friends out there. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back.
That was.
The PPC Poker Tour continues an incredible 2016 as Season 4 rolls on. June features 2 great events as we hit the Isle Casino in Pompano Beach, Florida, with a $110,000 guaranteed tournament June 13th through the 16th, and a $200,000 guaranteed event at Foxwoods Resort Casino in Connecticut June 24th through the 26th. And July features the PPC North America Championship at Tampa Bay Downs July 14th through the 24th, with a $100,000 guaranteed main event, plus other great stops at Naples, Fort Myers, Florida, and Ho-Chunk in Wisconsin. And of course, all roads lead to the PPC Aruba World Championship in November. For more information, go to ppcpokertour.com. ppcpokertour.com and get in on the action. We are the Players Poker Championship Poker Tour. Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go? You can't walk around the World Series of Poker without seeing someone wearing 3-Bet clothing. It's super comfortable and stylish, and their stuff looks amazing. The incredible team of pros who wear 3-Bet hats, hoodies, tees, and more are a who's who in poker. All-time greats like Phil Hellmuth, Jonathan Little, Doc Sands, Brian Rast, Jason Kuhn, Scott Clemens, Ben Tollerane, Jeff Gross, and of course Antonio Esfandiari are all proudly wearing the 3-Bet brand. They wear 3-Bet clothing because they know that being comfortable and feeling confident is crucial to winning on and off the tables. 3Bet.com has shipped thousands of orders worldwide, and with new lower prices, it's time for you to join the 3Bet team, just like the pros, and receive 10% off with the promo code RADIO. Make that right call and feel like a pro at 3Bet.com. Need to get the extra edge in your poker game but can't find the answers? Action Junkie Poker is your solution. The Junkies will train you to take your poker game to levels you never thought possible. Action Junkie Poker works together with you every day with one goal in mind: to help you win. Their unique Iron Sharpens Iron training method features 24/7 support, live on-site and group training, over 300 hours of coaching content, group chat, and a true family atmosphere, making sure you can't go wrong with Action Junkie Poker. Plus, they even have the gear to help you look the part as well. For more information on Action Junkie Poker, call 702-859-7676, 702-859-7676, and visit ActionJunkiePoker.com right now. We coach, we sell gear, we create game killers. Action Junkie Poker.
I know what you're thinking. Why would I need a voiceover production company? Does your company need a commercial for radio or television? Are you looking to do an audiobook or web presentation? Then you need a voiceover production company. Black Eagle Sound Design is home to some of the finest voice actors, producers, and engineers in the business. Log on now to besd.us and find out more. Black Eagle Sound Design will be there with you and your project every step of the way. On time, on target, and at a price you can afford. Visit us at besd.us.
Looking for an energy drink that can amp you up and get your body performing at its max capacity? The search is over. Stark Energy is here. This proprietary blend, including turmeric and glucosamine, is packed with inflammation fighters, and its unique formula will help you maximize your workouts and daily activities. Stark Energy's all-in-one blend will continue to provide energy while supplying a recovery element to a post-workout regime. It's all natural with 0 carbs and only 5 calories. Uses uses all natural stevia sweetener and has less caffeine than a cup of coffee. So what are you waiting for? Visit StarkNoLimits.com/Mark Hoke Show right now. Try one today. Energize and punish the pain with Stark Energy.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, everybody, and we are back to the action here at the World Series of Poker 2016 edition. Having a great time here at the WSOP. It's hanging out at the Rio. Boy, it's just like summer camp. A lot of fun, and we're excited to just see guest after guest after guest. But we do have to slow that down a little bit because we have not gotten a chance to talk about any of the poker. And I'll do that in a second, I promise. First, I want to thank all of our great sponsors of the show. We really didn't have time to hit anybody before or after the first break, so let's roll it down for you here real quick. Our good friends at ustake.com. Oh, wait, we have a break coming here from, I believe that is events. Sorry, hang on one second. Should have event number, I believe 8. I believe that is. 1 second here. Let's see what's in play at this point. I believe that should be the horse. Yeah, that would be event number 8. The horse players are taking a break right now. It's a little slower day here at the WSOP with the horse going on in the heads-up tournament. But, of course, there's so many different tournaments coming on. And I'll tell you what I'll do, because you guys are probably sick of looking at me all the time when we're out here. So with the break coming out, why don't we go back to the WSOP fan cam, where you guys can kind of get an idea of what's going down. And one of the Delta girls right in the camera shot. That's fantastic. She's having a good time. Everybody is on the attack here. But we're looking to, you can kind of get a little bit of an idea. And this is a slow day, by the way. This is a slow day. So you may see some of the greats in the game walking by, or just see your friends. It's pretty cool. But let's mention the sponsors there real quick. Our good friends at ustake.com. Of course, put your package up on Ustake for the World Series, any other event. You can either get staked or stake some of the greatest players in the world on ustake.com, so make sure you check them out at ustake.com. Brickus Breaks. You guys know Josh Brickus. He's the man. And, of course, he's doing Brickus Breaks, where you break into packs or pay to break into packs of sports collectibles and cards. You can check him out at joshbrickus.com, and with the code WCOP, you get 5% off at Brickus Breaks. Our good friends at Share My Pair, of course, that terrific app where you can easily create a hand video and upload it to show it to all your friends. Makes things very simple. Don't tell that story a million times. Just do it once with Ustake or with Share My Pair. Our good friends at the Poker Academy, Rhett Porter, just continues to tear things up here at the World Series of Poker, and you can learn his secrets. I mean, the man's won 2 bracelets, so he's got to know what the heck he's doing. Check it out at thepokeracademy.com/Mark. I'm sure Rep's got something pretty cool up there for you, so head on over there. We got our good friends at Arctic Blue Cooling Towels. 50% off a cooling towel. Oh, by the way, fan cam alert. Alan Kessler right there on the fan cam. But go to arcticblu.com. Those cooling towels are fantastic. You just wet it down with cold water. It stays cold for up to 5 hours. We've actually had them stay cold longer than that here at the World Series of Poker. They've played the temperature right, though, so we'll have to see about that. But 50% off with the code Mark Hoke Show, so make sure you check that out at arcticblu.com. Jim Feist, the top sports consultant in the world. If you have ever called a sports consultant before, odds are Jim Feist trained them. But there's no better person than the master. You can get free plays sent to your phone every day. Just text the word game to 25827. That's game to 25827. Or go to jimfeist.com. They got all sorts of great stuff up on the site, too, information and how you can get more involved with those guys. Good friends of the PPC Poker Tour, man. We got events coming up in June at the Isle Casino coming up next week and at Foxwoods the week after that. So make sure you guys check it out. Of course, the big PPC North America Championship at the Tampa Bay Downs. $100,000 guarantee on that main event. And, of course, all those tournaments, you have a chance to win on your way to Aruba. It's a lot of fun, so check it out at ppcpokertour.com. BlueRail.net, our website providers. And how far do you want to go? Bob will take you there with your website. Just go to BlueRail.net. Get you all set up there. Good friends at Action Junkie Poker. Boy, these guys know how to teach poker. Every time I look on my Facebook page, I see pictures of Action Junkie Poker with big stacks. Big stacks. They know how to get the job done. So make sure you check it out at actionjunkiepoker.com, and you can learn from some of the greats there, too. Those guys, Josh August and team, know what they're doing. Our good friends at Black Eagle Sound Design. I'll tell you what. If you do a podcast, if you do videos, if you do books, there's a lot of you out there that do it. I'm telling you, if you want to get involved and get that voice, that's what he called himself, that voice, John Lindquist and his team will get the job done for you. Go to blackeaglesounddesign.com, and they'll get some great voiceover work for you done. I mean, I can't say enough about the guy, too. He's a terrific person. We're very proud to have him as a voice of the Mark Hoke Show. And, of course, our good friends at Stark Energy Drink. Man, I'll tell you what, glucosamine, turmeric, inflammation fighters, a proprietary blend, and less caffeine than a cup of coffee. You can't beat it. And, of course, you can be a franchisee at Stark Energy, too. So you can buy some or help spread the word. Check it out at starknolimits.com/Mark Hoke Show. We'd love to have you on there. There you go. So you see a lot of these great players walking by right now, and a lot of your friends, too. I mean, this is what it's all about here at the World Series of Poker. Just saw Billy Gazes going by, Ronnie Barda. Just a ton of talent here at the WSOP, and we're very proud to be bringing you live the Mark Hoke Show here from the Rio. It's a hoot. All right. So let's get to, we'll have to bring me back in here a little bit. And, maybe we can get another guest on there. Of course, we got to be digging the guy with the mustache. That's pretty impressive. Here he comes. You can see him in the black jacket. That thing is one long mustache. Everybody's here at the World Series. All right. So once again, we're finally, unless we pull a guest here real quick, going to get to results, updated chip counts, and everything for you here at the WSOP. And two very popular bracelet wins took place yesterday. It's just unreal. And we'll break that down for you a sec. First thing we want to do is we're going to go to the Colossus. Let's get you an update on what is going on there, because they are on their final table. Somebody is going to be walking out of there a millionaire. They are down to 8 at this point. Benjamin Keyline leads the way, 18,825,000 chips, followed by Jiri Horak just behind 18,100,000, and Marek Onisko at 17,950,000 in third place. Richard Carr in fourth. Alex Benjamin, Farhad Davudzadeh, I'm going to go with that, at 10 million. Christopher Reynadette and Jonathan Bornstein. Bornstein on the short stack right now. Zhu Deng has been eliminated. So we are down to 8 players in the Colossus. Someone walks out of that final table today, hopefully today, a millionaire, spending $565. Pretty cool. Event 3, the 7-card stud championship, 10K event. And Robert Mizrachi has claimed his 4th World Series of Poker bracelet. I want to give a big congratulations to Robert, good friend of the show and great guy. We are thrilled for him. I know my co-host Nate Dowling was rooting for Matt Grapenthien, who stopped Todd Brunson from winning a bracelet recently, and he nearly pulled off his second bracelet win. But Mizrachi takes it down, and Mizrachi has now won a World Series of Poker bracelet each of the last 3 years. Only the 6th player in World Series of Poker history to do that. Big congratulations to Mizrachi. Grapenthien in 2nd. George Danzer finishes in 3rd. Ted Forrest in 4th. Steve Weiss in 5th. David Benjamin in 6th. And that's one thing that we were talking about, that I talked about on Robbie Straczynski's Top Pair podcast, was if you're coming down here and you want to see the best in the world really getting a chance to duke it out, the mixed games are the place to go. And you can see that by a terrific final table. there in event number 3. Really happy for this guy winning a World Series of Poker bracelet. The $1,000 top-up turbo no-limit hold'em goes to Kyle Julius, one of the best players in the game, and we're thrilled to see him finally get that piece of gold around his wrist as he beats out Bart Lebert from Lebert. He's German. Got to get a little extra on that. So Julius winning that one, and out of 667 entries, winning $142,972, and a long elusive goal met for Kyle Julius. Ben Yu finishes third in that. Professor trying to make his run in another World Series of Poker bracelet. Yu finishing third. Carl Held in fourth. Hugo Perez in fifth. Christian Bleck in sixth. Nitis Abdorpim in seventh. George Dolofan eighth. And Vinny Pahuja reaches the final table here at the World Series. He finishes in ninth. And Mohsin Charnaya finishing in 10th. So a pretty solid final table there for the top-up Turbo Nolan Hold'em. And it was interesting because of the turnout in that tournament. We certainly had a lot of big names that were in there. It turned out to be a much more difficult tournament than I think a lot of people expected in there. So big credit to Kyle Julius for winning that one. Event number 5, we are down to 6 players in the $1,500 Dealer's Choice 6-handed tournament. And this one is going to get interesting because we have, I'll tell you what, a guy who is just continues to build his legend in poker. Probably one of the most underrated players in the game, even though he's the guy who only beat Daniel Negreanu and Jason Mercier at a bracelet event. Paul Volpe trying to chase down another WSOP bracelet. He is behind Lawrence Berg right now. Berg at 945,000 chips. Volpe in second at 690. Yuki Zhu at 540,000. Andrew Brown 370. John Templeton 304. Joseph Cowden at 150. Those are your 6 remaining players. Daniel Hobble, Randy Ole, and Ryan Himes have been eliminated in 7th, 8th, and 9th place. So those are your 6 remaining players in the $1,500 Dealer's Choice 6-handed. And, well, I'll tell you, you got to like Volpe's chances in that one. He is just too dangerous. Event number 6, $1,500 no-limit hold'em tournament going on right now. 163 players remaining. James Olweiler leads the way in that one. He stands at 330,000, followed by Justin Young at 260. Mike Leah at 240. Peshka de Silva is in 4th right now, also at 240,000. And Maria Ho is in the house. Hi, Maria. Do you want to say hi to everybody real quick? Oh, my gosh. You have to stop everything when Maria Ho shows up. Doing that GPL thing. Rocking the poker world. What's up, girl?
What's up? How are you?
I'm doing all right. So what's up with you is the question. You are everywhere.
I'm pretty busy. I like being busy, so that's good. I'm the manager of LA Sunset, which yesterday was the first debut match for Aaron Paul, my wild card, and also the debut of the Cube. Aaron won 2-1. Woo woo! And everything's really good. Obviously, playing a ton of events during the series, but like you said, I've got some other stuff going on. The Final Table, the show that I've been working on, that I commentate for alongside Dave Tuckman, Joe Stapleton, Phil Hellmuth, Antonio Esfandiari. That's going to air in a month on CBS Sports. So,
good Lord. Wow. How do you get along with that crew? That can't be. I mean, it's got to be fun, but there's a lot of egos in that mix.
I love being, the feminine touch amongst that group of men.
Thank God for that.
I'm good friends with all of them, and they're great guys, but obviously you get a lot of people together in one room, and there's a lot of testosterone, so I like to think that I just balance it out a little bit.
So in other words, you smack them around until they get in line, is what you're saying.
Basically.
Fair enough. Well, I know that when Aaron Paul was put on your team, there's a lot of controversy about that because a lot of people said, well, it's just a celebrity pick and, we're just trying to get publicity and so on. What was the true motivation for putting Aaron Paul on the team?
I mean, I think it's twofold. I think, of course, when you look at the league, you think about it from the perspective of, yes, it is the best of the best. But we have the best of the best. Nobody can deny that. And I think the whole purpose of a wild card, because the rules clearly stipulated it's someone that is not in the GPI top 1,000. I think that's a very obvious cue that the league wants it to be open to somebody like Aaron, someone who loves the game, plays it, may not be ranked, in the top 10 in the GPI, but can help, not only support the game, but also bring it to the masses, which is obviously one of the mission statements of the GPL is to make poker more mainstream, make it more accessible, kind of reinvent the wheel, because, we all know our industry has been stagnant for a while. And so I felt like bringing Aaron Paul on is exactly what the GPL needs, and it would serve GPL very well. Because, what's better than to watch somebody in the mainstream love the game and also be able to compete against the best. And, Aaron proved himself yesterday by taking down, 2-1 heads-up matches against Fabrice Soulier. So,
it's not bad.
To the naysayers, there you go.
You guys just had to give him a big hug after that was over. That's a huge win for him, obviously.
Absolutely, and I'm sure there were a lot of skeptics, just in general, about how good he is at poker, but he is good at poker. Of course, he's not the best, but that's the best part about the GPL is my team is full of amazing resources that he could lean on for poker advice. So, he's only going to get better as the season goes on.
What's the cube like?
Oh, the cube is amazing, to be honest. I love the cube, and obviously there were a few people that were a little bit skeptical, but if you were there in person, I've never been so intently watching a match, and that's not just because my player was playing, it's because when you can see live hole cards, it completely changes the viewership and the way that you watch the game and the spectator side of it. I was screaming, when Aaron should have folded or called, I was screaming so loud. I was like, please call, please call. It was amazing.
Yeah.
You get to see what they have.
That's awesome. Well, as for you, what do you have going on here at the World Series right now in terms of actually being on the felt?
Yeah, well, I'm in the 1,500 horse right now. This is my third WSOP event. I played the Colossus, cashed, got through on one bullet, so kind of got me some momentum going. But it's still so early that I'm obviously hoping to make a deep run. I got drafted by Team Run It Up in the 25K fantasy. So, I want to put up some points for them and obviously get some jewelry for myself this summer.
We're waiting for it. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
You've been so close so many times. It's got to happen at some point.
Yeah, I definitely feel I always feel like it's my time because I've done well during the series, but I feel like the important thing is year after year, I feel like I come back to the series with a more improved game than the last series, and so if that is any indication of an upward trajectory, then yes, hopefully I will win a bracelet.
Why don't you just win the main event and get that whole thing over with?
Yeah, I've had 2 top 100 finishes in the main event, so might as well keep that trend going as well.
That'd be all right. Well, Maria, hey, thank you for stopping by. One of the great ambassadors of the game, and I really do appreciate getting to see it. It's been too long.
I know, but I'm going to come back next time because I feel like I have somewhere to go. Kind of feel like you're kicking me out, but I'm going to be back, all right?
Oh, well, I thought you had to go play.
No, I do.
Yeah, see, I've got this down.
Make you feel
I've been doing this for a few years. I know what you got to do. Thank you,
I'll be back. Thank you for having me on.
You got it. Good to see you. Maria Ho, everybody. Just one of the class acts of the game. No question about it. Very happy to see Maria stopping by the show. Oh, my God. Mike Sexton's here, too. Look at this guy. Good. Doing the show. Yeah, come on by them. Well, we're doing the KSHP show at 5 o'clock. So the KSHP show is at 5 o'clock. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah, we'll get it figured out. All right, Mike Sexton there. See, this is just too much fun. You guys, if you haven't been here, and just getting a chance to hang out in this booth is terrific, and we especially got a great spot. Oh, everybody's drinking apparently. Here, I'll switch to that fam cam again because you can just get to see just off of the corner. There's Rhett Porter. And you see Bill Chen going by. Jared Tendler's over here. Look at Jared Tendler. Jared Tendler sees the Mark Hoke show and he just says, "Oh, it's like gravity." There it is. Jared. Hey, we'll get Jared on the show too. Let's just have everybody today. Have a seat, brother.
I got a few minutes.
Have a seat.
How you doing, Mark? Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
The master of the mental game of poker. Still, I think one of the best poker books ever written.
Thank you.
It's
Appreciate
amazing. Jared, what are you doing here, brother?
So I'm here a lot earlier than I normally am. First of all, I'm actually back. Last year, my wife and I bought a house. Year before that, had a baby. All like kind of in the World Series of Poker time frame, and so it just didn't work out for me to get out here. But this year, I have a prospective golf client. So I came out here, meeting him up tomorrow. Came in a couple days early, figured I'd do some poker stuff. Met with some clients today. So yeah, it's nice to be back out here.
Make the Benjamins, brother.
Hey, I got a mortgage, I got a kid, I got not living the easy life. Although I love what I do. It's not like
It's funny that when over the years, because I mean you've been working with my show since it started almost 5 years ago.
That's awesome.
It's unbelievable how your life has changed, and the books have been such a great success, and I mean, boy, you think about just that time frame.
I know.
Wow.
Well, and we crossed, so like April 14th is Black Friday, right? So April 13th was the day that I released the books, 2011. So we're talking like 5 years ago. It was around the same time frame, and it's just at the same time, like it feels like forever ago when I think about everything that's gone on. And it feels like it was, I can picture myself, on Skype, I started getting some messages on Black Friday about what was happening, and I can relive that moment. I can relive, the day where we kind of like launched my website to start selling the book. All of that stuff is crystal clear. So, good memories, bad memories, but the bottom line is, it doesn't feel like very long ago. And at the same time, I can't believe how much has gone on in that 5 year time frame. So
I know it's nuts. It is nuts.
Yeah.
Hey, Jake, how you doing? And the book still holds up. I mean, both of them. I mean, just it's amazing. But would there be anything you'd change in those books right now if you had a chance?
Yeah, there's always some little things that you clean up just in terms of language. I think the hate losing tilt I probably would call competitive tilt. I mean, it's really what it comes down to. People who are just super competitive. For lots of reasons, and they end up getting tilted because there's just so much in poker you can't control, and there are ways in which that competitiveness is excessive, right? Competitiveness is a phenomenal trait to have, but like a lot of things, if it gets excessive, then it can become destructive. So that I probably would change. I probably would. So there's parts of the fourth chapter that talk about the strategy, and in particular, I talk about something called the mental hand history, which is really the tool that I use to break down problems at a deeper level. Too often, people are trying to solve their tilt problems by kind of just rationalizing it. They say, just stay calm, it's just poker. And to a certain degree, that's true. But if that doesn't work, then there's a deeper issue that's got to get solved. So the mental hand history is something that I put out there. It's in the book. But I think people had to, they needed to sort of intuitively know how important it was. Mm-hmm. Because at the time, I really didn't know how important it was.
Amazing.
So, yeah, and the whole book was really written to fill out the mental hand history. So you're taking your own problem and then you're using the rest of the book to kind of follow along. But I mean, you're looking at me a little puzzled look because I clearly didn't write it. I didn't make it as explicit as that, right? And I didn't realize that if you're going to actually solve problems really efficiently, you need to do this. You need to follow it regularly, and that was really something I kind of realized over the last 2 or 3 years. As it sort of just kind of naturally became a bigger part of my coaching. So yeah, I would definitely elevate that importance. And I also think to a degree, part of the reason I wasn't as forceful with it was my own confidence with the material. Mm-hmm. I had success working with individual clients. I had some success with the videos that I put out. But, putting out a book to people that you may never ever see in your life was a scary proposition. And I knew at the time that it was by far the biggest challenge and the biggest thing that I had done to date, and so yeah, I think there was a little bit of fear that kept me from maybe pushing some edges in a sense, and pushing the envelope in the way that it probably needed to be.
No, it's still a darn good book.
Thanks.
So what are some of the things that you're working on with clients right now? I mean, without getting into confidentiality or anything, but some of the big things that players are facing right now that you're helping them out with.
Yeah, so I actually ran a webinar a week before the World Series to help people get prepped for this, and I actually was just having a conversation with somebody just now. The importance of goal setting, I think, is really, really undervalued, and people are not super skilled at it. and so many issues, especially at the World Series, or even just in your regular, normal grind, cash or tournaments, whatever you're playing, can be taken away when you've got really clear goals and you're matching like results-oriented goals, like winning a bracelet, winning a certain amount of money, which I think are really valuable goals, and people ought to be doing them. And if you have trouble with those types of goals, deal with the issue that's attached to that. Like, maybe you hate failing. Well, deal with that issue and don't avoid setting results, because if you don't set results goals, then what the heck are you striving for?
Yeah.
Right? So, but the results goals have to be balanced with a process, like the mechanism that's going to actually get you to do that. I know it's a little distracting watching somebody moonwalk in front of you, but
yeah, it's like, whoa,
not every day you see it.
Just so you guys know what we're talking about. And actually, you know what? I can put the fan cam up. I can get the fan cam up. There he is. The photo booth guy.
Yeah, photo booth guy. It's amazing.
Oh God.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a little jealousy tilt for me. I've always wanted to be able to do the moonwalk.
Yeah, I'm kind of not that smooth on it. I'm
kind of like I love dancing, but I have no training whatsoever. Like, and my wife wanted to do like one of those like pre-planned dances. I guess or choreographed would be probably the right word.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had like four left feet. I just could not do it at all. And like we gave up. Like it was not a fun 30 minutes of our lives, especially getting into a wedding.
That's great.
So we abandoned it pretty quickly, and went with the random fun, which is what I loved. But yeah, moonwalk, maybe my sort of forbidden fruit. Just never get to taste it. But anyway, so we were sort of talking about goals. Goal setting. So you set those results goals, and then you got to set those process goals. The process goals are just the how, like the how, the what, like what are you doing to try to strive for that? I'm going to show up prepared every day. I'm going to be really focused. I'm going to manage my breaks really well. I think people notoriously use their breaks super inefficiently around here. They spend 15 minutes talking about poker, and they're not really getting any bit of a break.
Right.
So there's efficiency in their breaks. They're going to manage their tilt control. They're going to be taking notes after their sessions, after tournaments. There's lots of hows depending on what it is that you need to be focused on, what it is that you're trying to improve. And so when you have that kind of clarity and you understand kind of the whys behind your goals, that's a really big one too, because when you're faced with adversity, when you're faced with difficulty, you kind of have to dig deep. And what you're digging out when you're doing that is the reasons why you ought to be pushing, why it is so important for you to win a bracelet, to make X amount of money, to do whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. When you have that why, it creates clarity and motivation through those difficult times, which are inevitable. I mean, every single player is going to face them unless you just have some sick runs or you don't play that much.
Yeah, I think one thing that's really tough that you hear a lot of players when they come in here say, well, there's so much variance, and winning a bracelet or, getting to a final table is so difficult, and it's such a grind. Yeah, there's a lot of negativity around that,
yeah.
and it's how do you overcome those kind of arguments, especially with players who've been here for a long time. I've gone through it. I've had those bad years, where it's like, yeah, it's a possibility I could go for 61 because I did it before, and
yeah.
you got to fight through that wall to get them to kind of get back and excited again.
Yeah, I think part of it is just knowing that that's what you signed up for. I mean, if you don't want to take that risk, then don't freaking play. I mean, when there's a range of probable outcomes, and you got to accept all of them in order to really play this game at the level that you need to. And if you can't do that, then we got to figure out why. And if it's because you're still hung up on, the missed opportunities from, years before, or hung up on the fact that you bricked, 30 and it really caused some financial stress. Or maybe it's because you can't afford to brick all 30 or to brick all 6. And so there's that problem. I mean, so, the bottom line is that once you accept all those range of outcomes and work through whatever issues that you had and that's holding you back from being able to do that, it doesn't mean you're going to be excited by the possibility that you could, brick all 6. It's not fun, but what's your alternative? Not play? That's not fun either.
Right. There you go. So, Jared, what do you have coming up in the future? Do we have any more books? Do we? I know you're doing a lot of the webinars and stuff, but
yeah.
What can we expect to see out of you later on here?
Well, there is another book in the works, in the pipeline, but it's not a poker book.
Okay.
It's basically taking some of the concepts that I've discussed and building upon them for a more mass market type book, one that is based still around performance, kind of what I would call a lot of like the mainstream books, like a Gladwell kind of book. They're written by journalists, so they have like a certain idea, and then they just research it and get other people's ideas and then they come up with their own and formulate a book. Then you've got like the self-help books, which are written by coaches like me, and I think they can have a lot of value. And I want to kind of like write like one that kind of melds those two ideas together. Okay. And the book is going to center around the concept I talk about called inchworm. Those of you who read the book will remember it. Basically, it's the concept that says that learning happens from a range that is defined by your skill set, right? So you have an A game, you got a B game, you got a C game. Improvement happens at all 3 points at all times. So what people describe as these sort of ups and downs in their performance is just movement within their range. And so when you understand how learning happens and how it happens over time, a lot of mental game issues get taken care of as a result of that. And then I'm also going to be kind of incorporating a lot of new ideas that I've been working on that have to do with understanding like the nuances to the learning process, the impact that like high expectations have on confidence and performance. Expectations are a good thing. People who are really successful oftentimes have really high expectations, so I would never say that they're bad, but they have a downside. Because you're either reaching those expectations or you're not. So it's a very black or white way of evaluating your progress, when progress is a lot more nuanced and chaotic, and there's often a lot of small steps that are occurring in the short term. And so if you're not accounting for that, you're adding a lot of frustration, stress, loss of confidence. Sometimes undervalued too. Like people are often like kind of waiting until they make enough money to retire, or waiting until they win a bracelet to really feel like a success or to feel accomplished. And what ends up happening is that once those things happen, they can never make up for all of the lack of acknowledgement that you would have gotten from having noticed all of the small things you've done over the 3 years that it took you to win that bracelet.
Good point.
And so, there's just no way to reconcile that. So a lot of the book, or at least a chapter of the book, is sort of rewiring people's viewpoint of expectations and trying to convince them of the method and the ways of which goals I think are a better, more effective long-term strategy. It's not like sometimes there are people who use the word expectation and goal interchangeably, and that's fine. I'm not going to play like the nuanced like word choice game. But when people talk about expectations in general with me, they're saying that they're guaranteeing themselves X result. They're guaranteeing, like, I expect myself to not tilt. It means you're saying, I guarantee that I'm not going to tilt. If you can't guarantee that, then you shouldn't expect it.
Right.
And if you're expecting it and it's causing you problems like you're tilting because you're tilting, and which happens, people get super pissed off and it happens with clients of mine. We've worked for 6 months, and now all of a sudden they have issues because they think that the fact that they've worked with me for 6 months means that they're not going to have mental game issues. And so now they're getting pissed off, or they lose confidence because they think they were supposed to have solved the mental game by now. So when you have those kind of expectations, it creates chaos unnecessarily, in my opinion. So that's the sort of the next step. And but beyond that, I'm still working with poker players, but I've been working with some day traders recently. There's a trading firm in Chicago that is led by a guy that plays a bunch of poker and found out about me through that. So I'm working with about 30 of them, and I've got one of the top-ranked pool players in the world as a client. Got this golfer now that I'm mentioning. So having some fun, kind of working with a different group of people. And actually, frankly, within poker, I think because of the changes that have occurred on PokerStars, I've gotten a lot of more live tournament players as clients lately. So it's kind of just funny how things go through cycles, and but it's all fun, and I'm enjoying it.
How's your golf game?
My golf game, last time I played was crap, but
sorry.
I'm not gonna focus on short-term results. I know why it was crap. I've made some adjustments, so we'll see what shows up tomorrow. I hope this guy's obviously a good player, so I'm hoping that. No, I'm not hoping. I'm working towards a slightly better game when I teed up, but Yeah, I mean, I'm still a scratch. Like my bad games are still, pretty good in the grand scheme of things, and I still love the game. So
I love that I just made you analyze yourself.
Which I do frequently. So
well, we all have to do that. Yeah. That's for sure. Well, if anybody wants to get in touch with you and is interested in your services, let them know where they can reach you.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Jared Tendler. You can go to my website jaredtendlerpoker.com or jaredtendler.com. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, buddy, it's good to see you.
You
again.
too, Mark. Thanks so much, man.
I wish you all the best. I'm sure we'll see you around here at the World Series absolutely. A little bit more. So
yeah,
there you go. Jared Tendler, everybody. One of the best guests in the history of this show. He is. People love this guy, and they should. It's great information. If you've never read The Mental Game of Poker, you got it, brother. You never read The Mental Game of Poker and The Mental Game of Poker 2. Man, are you missing out. Just they're must-reads for anybody that plays in this game. That is for sure. All right. Wow, we're 4 o'clock already. We're moving right along. We didn't get to those results yet. We didn't finish them up. I think we better get that done before it's all over here. We were doing the $1,500 No Limit Hold'em event number 6. Let's see what any changes there. Bruno Borges from Brazil has moved up into second place in that event with $310,000. Still James Oweiler out in front. Justin Young, Hui Win, and Mike Leah has now made his way into the top 5 in that one with 153 players left. Let's see who else in the Mohsin Charnaya in that one. David Vamplu's still alive. Peshka da Silva, John Racner, Matt Berkey. Who else we got in there? Anthony Zeno, Yevgeny Timoshenko, Steve Gross, Bob Bunara. Let's see, King Callis also in there as well, among many others. So wish all those guys the best as that event continues to dwindle down. Event number 7, the Deuce to 7 draw low ball no limit event. $1,500 buy-in on that one. 36 players remaining out of 279 entries. Adam Crawford from Langley, British Columbia, Canada, in front, $175,000. Konstantin Maslak from Russia is at 160. Dan Wyman, and once again, that kid's dangerous. I've had to play against Dan Wyman. It is not a fun experience. At 116,000, John Manette at 90, Benny Glazer at 85, Jennifer Harmon in the hunt in that one, along with Barry Greenstein. Eric Seidel is listed in 11th in that. Let's see, Dan Kelly, Michael Locke, Yuval Bronstein, Elia Lesra, David Benjamin, Sloppy Claude, Chris Klodnicki, also still in the hunt in the $1,500 Deuce to 7 draw low ball no limit tournament. We go to event number, where's my event number 8? There it is, $1,500 horse. That one just getting underway today. It started at 11 o'clock. Just a couple notables in there right now. Ismail Bojang. Jeff Schulman is in the house on that one. Maria Ho, as we mentioned. Jeannie David, good friend of ours, does a lot of work for PokerStars too, is listed in that one. Brian Hastings is in there. Bill Chen. Mike Sexton. Ryan LaPlante. Elon Schwartz, among many others, still hanging around in that one. Event number 9, and of course that is the heads up $10,000 heads up no limit hold'em championship, and I want to see if we got the draw yet. And here it is. So let's take a look at some of those matches that are going on in there right now. Always intriguing. I mean, this is it's like NCAA tournament time in this one, and the probably the most prestigious heads up tournament in the world going on right there. Andy Filichak drawing Sylvain Lucely for November 9 or so. A pretty good matchup there. Sean Drake and Justin Bonomo. Yikes. Douglas Moss and Jonathan Jaffe. Former world champion Martin Jacobson taking on Barry Hutter. That is a very, people better know Barry Hutter is in there to win. He is one tough son of a gun. I believe he won a bracelet last year as well. The Cowboy D. Tiller in there again, taking on Elia Amadian. Let's see, some of the other featured matchups here. Dario Sammartino is in there against Bobby Abudi, a former WPT Borgata main event champion. George Dolafan taking on Joe Cotta in round 1. Kerry Katz against Jonathan Concepcion. Let's see, and wow, kids, buckle your seatbelts. If you are anywhere near here and you want to see what could be one of the most brutal heads-up first-round matches in the history of this tournament. It is going on right now. Daniel Negreanu is taking on George Danzer. What a draw in that one. So Negreanu and Danzer taking on each other in round one of the $10,000 heads-up tournament. Unbelievable. Jan Kostin against Aaron Mermelstein. Dmitry Urbanovich, the 21-year-old poker phenom, is in there against Anthony Newman. Jason Kuhn taking on Ian O'Hara. Michael Mizrachi is against Felix Stevenson. And Sam Abernathy in there against Issam Godarzi. And oh my God, are you kidding me? This one's not a bad matchup either. Tom Marchese against Sorel Mizzi in round one of the heads-up championship. But the matchup that everybody, there should be a crowd around that one. Danzer taking on Negreanu. Boy, someone's going home in round one in that matchup. How sick is that? So that'll be one to watch for everybody as round one rolls on here at the World Series of Poker in the event number 9, the $10,000 heads-up no-limit championship. Let's go back. Let's take a look at the Colossus real quick, just see if we do have any more updates on that one for you. And right now, Jiri Horak still leading the way, just by a little bit, listed at $19 million. Benjamin Keyline at $18,825,000, followed by Richard Carr at $17,500. Still 8 players left on that final table as play continues. In the Colossus, someone walking out with $1 million. Not bad. All right, and it looks like we do have one of the other tournaments on break as well right now. So a lot of people flying around. We'll give you a fast dump into the fan cam there. Let's see how crazy things are out here at the World Series of Poker on a break. You can see a lot of different players flying around there. Yeah, it is a terrific atmosphere, and things kind of picked up here now that a little slow in the morning, but this afternoon is certainly picked up now that all these tournaments are running. And once again, just a great job by the World Series of Poker putting this event together. It's been pretty sensational so far, and we're going to be looking forward to seeing more, a lot more over the next 6 weeks as we near we climb towards the main event and crowning a new world champion here at the Rio. All right, so we'll switch back to me here real quick. Once again, I don't even know if I can remember who the heck all was on the show. That was insane. But that's part of the fun of these shows. They are live. You never know who's going to be here. Jared Tenler, Maria host, Steve Daneman, Tim Kelly, and everybody else that made it. I mean, wow. What a wonderful show we got to have today here at the World Series of Poker. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in. We do appreciate it. We'll have this up on our YouTube channel, and we're going to get a couple of these podcasted too. Just interesting little happenings with the recordings. I'm not sure what's happening on those when we're transferring them over. But, we certainly, once again, do appreciate you joining us here on the Mark Hoke Show, guys. We'll see you next time. And, of course, tomorrow, by the way, don't forget we got our show on KSHP 1400 AM and KSHP.com. Should be a great time, and we'll have Mike Sexton and our cast of crazies as we get ready to have another terrific show on KSHP 1400 AM, KSHP.com. And, of course, if you want to follow the show, we'd really appreciate it. At Mark Hoke Show on Twitter, Facebook, The Mark Hoke Show. Say hi to our sponsors. Boy, I'll tell you what, there are some great companies backing us, and we do appreciate it. And the one thing that we just ask you to do, back them too, because I tell you what, it's hard to get sponsors in poker today, and we want to make sure that they're all happy. All right, so say hi to all of them. We would do appreciate it. Guys, thanks today. We're going to wrap this one up. We'll see you on our show on KSHP 1400 AM tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific time. We appreciate you being with us. Have a great night. Best of luck to everybody in there, and looking forward to seeing a new Colossus champion as things wrap up this afternoon. So we'll see you next time on the Mark Hoke Show. Have a great evening.